I am Nandita Prakash. I am academic advisor to various schools in northern part of India. And Sri Ram Global Ludhiana is one of the schools that I'm giving my advices to. So Shivani Chaudhary is the principal of that school. Currently, they are running the preschool as well as the pre-primary segment for the formal school. All right, and maybe have your introduction, please.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm Vicky, manage Little Blossoms, and this is Hope. Hope's one of my top nursery nurses.
Hi, Hope.
Hi.
Vicky, we have been interacting for a really long time over the internet, over the LinkedIn,
Yes.
actually, right? So, I mean, we were trying to connect for various other reasons as well, but somehow it got delayed. And
Yeah.
so today, finally, we could meet. Okay, so I think let's start with telling about our schools respectively, the brief about our schools. So, Shivani ma'am, can you please tell us about the various classes that you have in your preschool and the age group?
We have, divided our children according to the age group, and we call them caterpillars and butterflies. So caterpillars are 1 year 9 months old to 2 year 3 months, and then we have butterflies. They are 2 year 3 months to 3 year 3 months old children, and then after that they join the main schools from LKG onwards. So that is about our preschool. And
so in India, we have children starting in pre-primary and preschool till age of 6. As they turn 6 above, they go to class 1. So class 1 to class 12 is when we have the formal schooling. Starting from elementary, which is 1 year to 14 years, is the elementary school, which is the government has approved it to be the basic, which should be given to children as a basic right, the elementary schooling. All right. However, preschool education does not come under the strict vigilance of the government. But most of the formal schools which are operating, they have their own pre-primary segment. So similarly, Sriram also has their own pre-primary and preschool segment. They usually a school in India would have 2 preschools. They are called feeder branch, and then a formal school which will have a position for all the children coming from these preschools from grade 1 till 12. Vicky, what about your preschool?
So they start school between 4 and 5. They can start with us anytime from birth. We'll try and recommend after 6 weeks though, but we have had a 4-week-old start before. And then we've got 4 different rooms. So we've got mini blossoms, which is the babies, up to around about 17 to 20 months. It just depends. Then we've got tulips, which is up to, say, about 23 months-ish. Then we have cherry, which is up to rising 3. And then we have willow, which is from rising 3 up to the school age. So the difference is at 6, ours would already be at school for maybe nearly 2 years. Whereas yours, obviously, you keep them till they're 6.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so about various activity centers that these children go to, the classes are divided into various activities. So Shivani ma'am, can you briefly tell us about the various activity centers that you have in your school?
we have an audiovisual room where whatever lessons we are taking in the classrooms with the children, so they are visually also shown to the children in the audiovisual room. And then we have a discovery area where the children go into drama time, and they enact, we create scenes for them, and they enact different roles in different situations. So a lot of learning takes place at that time. A lot of language skills are encouraged, and imagination, all that is a part of it. And apart from that, we have a common activity room where we have all our dance, yoga, and indoor drama and theater classes for children. So that is one part of the school. And apart from that, we have outdoor play areas, indoor play areas. We have a library for children, and we have classrooms. We have about 9 classrooms in the school where children, enjoy the lessons taken by the teacher. So that's about our school.
Along with that, I think they also have a messy play area
Yeah.
where they do they do free painting and playing with the color material and
Yeah.
painting the walls, and then they have trellis where they put all these things to dry up, and maybe also showcase as
Yes.
a gallery, small art gallery. And they also have a music and movement room, so where children can play various musical instruments and sing and dance. So that is also one of
And also we have a Montessori area where we are not following complete Montessori, but the activities which which can help children at this age, and it's easy for them to work on. We have those activities like the pink tower and the long stairs, and the cylindrical blocks, the buttoning frames. So these basic Montessori equipment is there for the children.
well, in their school specifically in Sri Ram, the curriculum is derived from 4 different methodologies. So
Yeah.
Montessori is definitely one of them. The other one is
Yeah.
Playway, and they of course they also take care of the multiple intelligence level of children while designing their activity, so giving them the maximum sensory exposure.
Yeah.
That's there, and experiential learning, of course. Yeah. What about you, Uki?
So Mini Blossoms being the baby room, that's very sensory room inspired. So it's got fairy lights, bubble tubes, it's got a salt lamp, a lot of like touchy feely. It's quite a relaxing room. It's got a white noise machine for like sounds of the ocean or fire crackles. It's a lovely room. And then Tulips is split in two, so it's got a big messy area where they can make a lot of mess, and then the other side, which is the more cognitive skills and home corner, sensory play benches and stuff like that. And then Cherries, a little bit similar to Tulips, but slightly more structure. And then Willow is your preschool, where we get them ready for school, so there'll be more structure and a lot more like time for them to sit and talk about their experiences and their home life and that sort of thing. So we've got 4 gardens, so we're quite lucky with outdoor space as well. So, and we'll have a nursery car
That's wonderful.
as well.
So how long is the school time duration at Little Blossoms?
So the nursery, like normally, like with coronavirus, we are on shorter days, but normally we're open from 7 till 6:30. So it's quite a long day because we've got a lot of working parents. But there's also children funded by the government as well, who might do different sessions like in 9-3 or 9-12 or something. But at the moment, like next week, the government want us to introduce more children back. So like from lockdown, which was the 23rd of March till the 1st of June, that's just been all essential workers or vulnerable children. So postmen, NHS, shop workers, that sort of thing. They've been only allowed to come, but also with vulnerable children. But from the 1st of June, the Prime Minister wants to let children go back to where they should be, i.e. nursery. There's an uproar from the schools because a lot of the teachers don't want to do it, but we've been doing it the whole time. You just got to have safety measures. So we're going back to, I think we're going to open 7:30 till 6:30 next week, but not 7. So there's a slight difference.
What are your school timings, Janina?
We work from 9 to 12 for children in the morning, and that's the only session that we have in the day. So that's it, and the teachers are there from 9 to 3, And after the children leave, we catch up with what has to be planned for the next day and the week ahead. So
Also,
that's what we follow.
we have been planning to have some after school activities for children, but then that will be
Hmm.
for a widespread age group, maybe for children up to the
Hmm.
age of 12 years. We were designing a program wherein from 4 years to 12 years children can be engaged into some after school engagement, because this is how it is here. Here usually the schools for preschoolers get over by 1, and then
Yeah.
if they want to pursue some hobbies or some other activities, then maybe between 4 to 6 in the evening, then they have separate classes for that, so children also get some break in between. Oh yeah, that's that. And of course we have been working from home, like the teachers have been giving online classes to children, pre-recorded classes we've been sending, story narration sessions we have been sending during COVID-19. And we are
Hmm.
likely till now, depending on the situation till now, we're likely to open our schools from 1st of July. And but we are allowed to have only 30% of the students coming to school at once, and then
But
alternate.
did they 20?
Okay.
Are you only allowed 20 in the school? Yeah.
20 in the entire school, you said, right?
Is that right?
Hmm.
No, where they would
So
be
how
30% would be like if we have around 200 children, then 30% would be 60 children, and
yeah,
one class will not be allowed more than 10 is what we're expecting. So
yeah,
we, because we have a lot of number of students with us, then probably we will have it in 2 shifts. It's 3 hours each, or we will probably call them alternate days. So we are yet to
Yeah.
finalize that. Also, nearing towards 1st of July, we may have a few more plans coming from the government, right? So we'll have to apply to that. So we are quite flexible in our planning right now. Schools, we have already desanitized our school facilities a couple of times, and the teachers are coming there to get their resource material and everything from the school, because not everybody has it at home. So they are making some video tutorials from school and from home. So right now they're like, they are on and off coming to the school.
so have you still been allowed to be open, but just for certain workers like us? Like, have you been allowed to open for key workers and vulnerable children, or have you not been allowed to open and it's had to be virtual?
What are your parents demanding? I mean, because we've around 29 states in India, and there are various demands that parents have in different states depending on the work culture that they follow in their states. So, what generally your parents, do they want the schools to reopen soon, or they are not wanting to send their kids even if the school open? How it is there?
We've got the parents want to come back to nursery, but if they've got a sibling, they don't want to send them to school. Like, it seems like they're more comfortable with the nursery than a school. We've got children who do, they come to us for preschool, but also school preschool. So they do like half their hours at school and half with us. And they're doing all their hours with us because the parents prefer them to come to nursery over school, which I get because it's a smaller scale, but we end up having children for 30 hours instead of 15. So we have to allow for it. There are children at school, but I don't think it's very popular them wanting to return next week. But we have a lot returning next week.
Here, like in place like Ludhiana, because most of the parents, one of the parents are usually at home, so then they can take care of their kids. So they're not
Yeah,
in hurry to send them to school right now, right? In fact, they're okay with the kind of online teaching that we are doing. But in states such as the capital of India, Delhi, or even the places nearby, the main city areas, where most of the people are working, all right, they're working class there, so they definitely are looking forward for the schools to open soon, because they have already started going to their offices. And because they're nuclear families, they don't have anybody to take care of these children at home. And if you talk about caregivers or nannies at home, even they're also not allowed to keep them right now, right? So everybody's quite skeptical. So they are, yes, looking forward for the schools to reopen very soon.
so do you break up for the summer holidays at all?
We are thinking, so ideally usually we have around 5 to 6 weeks of summer vacation, but this year we were wanting to restrict it to only 3 to 2 weeks. So we
Yeah,
from next week onwards we will be engaging them on in 10 days of summer camp. So it's again going to be online, and
yeah,
after that we will be breaking for 3 weeks of summer vacation. That's correct, Shivani ma'am?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So 3 weeks we'll give them as an off, and then they
Hmm.
hopefully they join back in on full
Yeah,
time.
then they join back.
yeah.
And I mean, apart from COVID, I mean, talking about the other things which support children. So, what about the schooling at home or maybe learning at home? How do the parents there support their children at home?
We send home like remote learning every week for the children. Some parents are very into it and do it and send us the like photos or videos, and other
Hmm.
parents probably don't do anything and they are not as engaging. So we try and get them to engage in a different way. So we've been doing daily videos. So like on a Monday, we'll call it Messy Monday. So we're teaching them how to make like a type of messy play. So just something as simple as glue. Like this is how you make glue and this is how much fun you can have. On a Tuesday, I don't know if you've heard of TikTok, but we've been doing some funny TikTok videos just to like keep our spirits up, but also like make the kids laugh and the parents laugh. Wednesday is like we'll get them exercising, workout Wednesday. Thursday is all about storytelling. So we either read a story and they can watch it live, or
Yeah.
like in a room, or we'll record the story and play it, and they can. Some children watch it like 14 times because they're missing us. And then a Friday is just all about like like a fun facts, for kids to like have a look and tell us some fun facts and things. So we're trying to engage them that way, but we also do personalized learning by like sending them something specific to their interests.